So couples fight, right? But what does it really mean? Is it an everyday part of being married or a sign that something is deeply wrong?
It might be both. I say that because it all boils down to the reason why you guys are fighting. Fights in marriage, absolutely normal. But why are you guys fighting and how often is it?
What you fight about and how you fight actually determine whether your fight is toxic or it's a normal part of being a couple.
Because if you guys fight to sort out issues, of course, that's normal. And it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about, trying to sort out some things. But if you guys fight just for the, I don't think people fight for the fun of it. Do people do that?
Yeah, I actually think that there are people who just want to have a fight. I have this friend who told me once that his wife will always ask him, why haven't we fought in a long time? Because of, you fight and you break up and you make up. But it's a toxic cycle.
No, I wouldn't say that's a toxic cycle. I could actually understand why if you go, throughout marriage without fighting, now that is actually an issue too, because when you stop fighting, when you stop, trying to sort out things that you should actually argue out and, find a solution, that means you don't really care anymore. So it's not just not fighting, but there's also one thing, I'd like you to know. The makeup after the fight, if it's a genuine fight that you guys had a misunderstanding and sorted things out, the makeup is always enticing.
Boy, you do not have to fight just to have a makeup.
Yes.
If you're in a relationship where you have to fight, you have to look forward to the makeup after a fight, and something definitely toxic is going on.
It's not really that for me. I'd say that it's about, trying to, the excitement that comes, after you've sorted, something out with someone, reappreciate or show that, trying to rekindle something.
I think if you are in a relationship where you are valued and you are cherished and you are excited, you wouldn't need to have a disagreement or have a fight to actually look forward to something different. But if you are in a boring relationship, you look forward to any kind of
an
excitement
that would excite you guys.
You spark an argument just so you'd come back together. So that means that something is actually lacking. It's an indication that something is lacking in a relationship, and you are reaching out.
I think you said it all. I think absolutely that's it. When you start looking for a fight because you want to, get an excitement out of it, well, I think that's actually. But if you are fighting because there's an issue, something, like not sitting well with you and you guys, talked it out and stuff like that, that could also feel good, because that period of you guys fighting, it gives this headache. It gives this, come on, nobody likes to be in bad terms with your spouse. So I think after the fight is done, it still feels good to be in a better place.
I think this is definitely a woman's thing.
Oh, goodness. It's
because the friend of mine who was telling me this story, he said his wife always asks, why we never fight for this house, Seth?
Okay.
Right? Now, so I think it's probably something that women look forward to, a kind of validation, because this is now taking me back to when I was a kid. There was this dude that was always beating his wife, and not his wife, his girlfriend up. Okay. And we got this idea. There was this story, making the rounds in school. I was in secondary school at the time, that women loved to be
hit.
Yeah, beaten up, because it's a sign. It's a sign that the guy cares, that he loves them. But it's another indication of toxicity in a relationship.
Okay.
But it appears that this might be true, that women might actually crave some degree of violence.
It's not violence. Fighting is not violence. Not all fights are violence. An argument is a fight. And if we're arguing the way we're conversing right now, you have a different opinion, I have a different opinion. We're not trying to make a point. We're trying to, let's say, boil something down to a particular understanding. Now, let's say a mother who corrects the child because, the child has done something wrong, just for instance. Now, you do that because you love the child. So when I do something wrong, or maybe when something I do as your partner doesn't sit well with you, you correct me or you talk to me about it. Now, having this conversation means you actually care about what I do.
But when you look forward to that happening, you're going to do something that will trigger it to happen.
She's not looking forward. She's saying that why is it that we don't fight? It's like you stay 12
so we never fight for this house.
Now you be saying now, they even be saying what I do.
No.
Okay.
She was missing the fight.
How long has there not been a fight in that home?
You know what? I'm not going to have
because we don't have this information.
Because I'm just going to move away from that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pointless fight.
I hear you.
And it shows exactly what we are talking about. So a man should always be the bigger guy and walk away from a fight.
You just want us, to like have a peaceful atmosphere. So carry on.
And that's the thing. You don't have to fight just to be right.
Amen.
Some people fight, they go on and on and on
because you
just
want
to make a
right.
point.
Yeah.
And fighting like that can be toxic. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people shouldn't fight in a relationship. Fighting and expressing your point and the fact that you disagree is a healthy part of your relationship. As a matter of fact, if you do not fight in your relationship,
now
it's a sign that something is deeply wrong in that relationship. That could be avoidance. One person could actually be trying to keep the peace, and you never know when that's going to explode.
So buttered up. So what was the difference with you saying it and me saying it all this while?
No. I said sometimes people actually crave a fight, right? It's different from when you are trying to keep quiet and not have a fight because you want to maintain the peace. You see something that's wrong, that's made you angry, but you do not want to express your dissatisfaction because you want to maintain the peace.
Maintain peace. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a toxic situation going on right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Or that you don't care anymore.
Not necessarily. Yeah, it could be that you do not care.
Very much
it
that.
To get to the point where you keep swallowing and stomaching this pain, this dissatisfaction, that you stop caring. You know what? I'm not going to fight about this or argue it to death. I'm going to be the big guy.
Yes, of course, fighting is not bad. It's only bad when you are fighting to actually prove a point. When you're fighting to bring up old wounds that say some things that, you don't want to let go of to hurt your partner. And when you're fighting to actually hurt them, to make them feel awful, whether you mean it or you don't mean it, that's when fighting is bad. Now, if you are fighting because you want to sort out some things, find a solution, better your relationship, have an understanding, and after that, you don't let it linger, you actually mend fences. Now that's a good fight, which is the one we're doing.
Absolutely. Fight, but don't fight brutal. Actually, a research says that couples who fight together fight better. So always fight together. Fighting is not bad. It's only bad when you are destroying the relationship. But it doesn't have to end with us talking about this.
What do you think?
What do you think?